Okay, so today I'm off to a Home Depot event in Atlanta. Yesterday I flew in. Jamie is in Hawaii, but I flew in. I was supposed to get in at 12 and tour the Home Depot corporate campus, but I got on the plane and then we were about to push back. Found out that we had some engine trouble and we had to deboard and go get on another plane. So I got here late. However, I was able to catch an Uber over to the corporate campus and check that out, which is really cool. Home Depot's got a lot of really cool things going on. And then last night we went out to dinner with the Ryobi folks. They're in town as well. So we went out to dinner with them, and I got to hang out with a lot of guys that and girls that I don't normally get to see, which was nice. I got to meet some new faces that that I've been acquainted with on the internet but never met in real life. Real life. The internet is real life, but in person, you know what I mean. So today is the event, and the event is called the Home Depot PROspective, and essentially it's a tool event, and we get to see a lot of all the latest tools and new features and demonstrations and all kinds of cool stuff. So it should be a lot of fun. And then tonight we've got a really cool, supposedly a really cool dinner planned. So that should be interesting, and hopefully I can capture that all in this vlog. All right, so here we go. Alright, so I just got back from the Home Depot, the Tool PROspective event that we had today, and it was really cool. So basically they had a bunch of different booths set up, and each one was a different tool company, or Diablo Blades was there, Makita, Milwaukee, Ryobi, Rigid, DeWalt, Bosch, Husky was there, Dremel was there, Hasload, a lot of different tool companies, and they put on some really cool demonstrations. You got to handle the tools in some cases, and showed you a lot of new features or new tools that were coming to the market very soon. And it was just a really cool experience, and I was glad to be a part. I was glad that Home Depot invited us to be a part of this kind of exclusive event. So I think there was probably 80 to 100 people that were invited to this, and that of that group of people, I think about 30 of them were, I guess, what you would call me, a blogger. The rest of them were like media outlets, and Woodworkers Journal was there. There's a lot of really cool people, and hopefully I'll get to meet them more tonight at the dinner that we're going to, which is supposed to be a lot of fun. A really cool place. Tomorrow we have, we're doing like a community program where we're gonna go and help out. I think I am assigned to go to the community center and just do some work on the interior, maybe some painting or whatever just needs to be done around the building, and volunteering our time, giving back to the community. So pretty excited about that. It should be a fun day. Yeah, so that's about it for today anyways.
So very unsticky. It can be very doesn't have to be like a high energy, like we're talking things. It should be as much as like how we just sort of talk about stuff. It's like, and it doesn't matter if you curse or not. All right, welcome to our interview section for the weekend show, and I'm here today with Jameson Ramps, also known as Rogue Engineer.
The Rogue Engineer, yeah. Thanks for having me.
So we'll start with that. Why? What's up with the name, man?
So I came from an engineering background. I went to school for aerospace engineering, and then I worked for a little while at Gulfstream as a flight test mechanical designer. But when I guess the name came from it because I was kind of spinning off or trying to provide information that not an engineer should not do, like the inner details of how to knock off or build this furniture that is super expensive. And I'm just trying to, the rogue engineer gets out in me.
Yeah, it's funny. Whenever I hear like rogue engineer, I always think of like an action movie where there's like a rogue Russian scientist that's like creating some sort of nuclear weapon to destroy it.
It's funny because I had a Google alert set up for a little while, and for rogue engineer, and I was getting alerts for like random stuff, like engineers going off the charts and. Alright, last night was fun. Maybe a little bit too fun. But unfortunately, I'm paying for it this morning, and it is 7 o'clock, and we've got to go volunteer for the Home Depot team, and this is basically for their foundations, or I'm not sure of the exact program, but we're going to be volunteering, cleaning up the community center or whatever. So we'll see how that goes.
More excited to be here this morning to give back to the Atlanta community and build furniture for veterans for the Atlanta Furniture Bank.
So every week, 40 families are referred to us by local nonprofits that they know are moving out of a shelter, off the street, into their own apartment, and they need furniture. So we make sure they have beds to sleep in, a table to share a meal at, and dressers. So dressers are one of our most needed items and one of the ones that's hardest for us to get through donations. And so we started building them with corporate volunteer groups because most of our families that come in have 3 to 4 kids. They need at least a couple of dressers to get settled in their apartment. So all these dressers you guys build today, we have 50 here, will be in new homes by mid next week easily.
Okay, so it went great today at the Home Depot Foundation event. We worked with the Community Youth Center, and it was a really good experience. We ended up building, I think, like 55 dressers. And one of the things that I never really thought about is the people who are in the situations that these families are in, they don't have furniture, and one of the things that they need the most is a dresser to put clothes in. So we built 55 of those dressers. Those will be given to families in need. We also did some landscaping. We built some planter boxes for the youth center, and it was a really rewarding experience. I enjoyed it. It was fun to get to work with everybody and just hang out. So that wraps up our trip, my trip here in Atlanta, and I'm gonna go ahead and head on back home.